of us today here present have faced conflict in the last month, or even the last week, or even yesterday. If you haven't, you must have had an amazing time because, as Toastmaster International defines it, conflict is a disharmony or disagreement between two parties of individual or groups, which is quite inevitable. And I agree with that definition. And I would like to add a little bit of something more to it. I believe that conflict also provides us with an opportunity to learn and grow. Today, I will be telling you about an experience I had with conflict. A few years back, I had a small, different family. It was a family of a group of friends. We were really close with one another, and we used to spend all our time together from Saturday to the next Saturday. And our friendship used to be so epic that they could have made as a sitcom out of it, a mixture of Friends and the Big Bang. And I would be a mixture of Joey and Sheldon, the charming one of the group as well as the smartest. But in real world problems, a real world problem can be solved in 20 minutes episode. After so long of friendship, we suddenly came drifted apart. There were where there was no sides to choose. Now we had to choose a side. Where there used to be loud sounds of laughter, we now had loud sound of angry fighting. And after all those loud sounds of angry fighting, there was silence. Two, a single group split into two, not to talk to each other. Now, that I thought was the finale of our sitcom, which was our friendship. Even if you asked me today what happened between the group, inside the group, I couldn't tell you. There were lots of red flags, which none of us at that time could pick up on. There was some hurtful jokes here, some mean words there, but it was all part of the fun. And we even had a small business together, and something fell apart. And at that time, none of us could handle the situation to save it. And then that's how our finale came about. Two groups separated. After that, I've gone a long way. I even had a lot of more conflicts in my life. And throughout all that, I learned a few tips about conflict. The first thing that I realized in a conflict is that we are too stressed about it. We want response fast. And that itself makes the problem much worse. So, in my observation, the first step towards conflict resolution is simple: take a step back. Taking a step back gives us to think things through. Taking a step back will make us see the bigger picture. In the moment of conflict, we are in so much heat. We have to, we answer fast, we talk fast, we think fast, and we say words we don't mean. We do things we don't want, and we hurt people we had no intention of hurting. And that is why it is so important to take a step back and breathe, because situation doing anything instantaneously will just make it worse. And after taking the step back, there's the second part: reflecting on it. Oftentimes in conflict, I've found that two people actually want the same goal. It's just a matter of different perspective, different sentiments, different ideology, different emotions. But in the end of the day, we tend to want the same thing. And even if it's not the same thing, uh, each other can benefit one another by simply collaborating. But in the moment of conflict, we don't see that. So it's important to reflect once you have taken a step back. And then the third step, and probably the most important, communicating. By communicating, I do not mean just being heard, just telling you, just blabbing about all your points, all your feelings, all your views. It's also about listening. It's about exchange of words, exchange of feelings, exchange of ideas, trying to understand one another. It's very important that we communicate because without communication, there is no society. We as human beings are social animals and we need one another to achieve our goals. So by communicating, we reach the final part, which is compromise, collaborating, and working together. In life, we need those people, like I mentioned, we need one another to work towards our goal. So by collaborating, compromising, we can start the process of healing and working towards our combined goal. Following these steps, I am happy to inform you that what I thought was a season finale of my friendship, after 3 years of gap, we are back together for another season, another episode. What we now today we are so close to each other that we have started mending the bridges. We have started becoming friends again. We have started working together. So taking there's no what I realized after all this is that there is no finale. There is always a season coming up next. So like in our life, we will come upon conflict. We will come upon disharmony. We will be exchanging harsh words. We will be hurt. But taking certain steps, there will never come a finale. There is always a season coming up. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the morning.